Saltwater hot tubs are absolutely amazing. Highly recommend it.
The biggest tip as a saltwater user long term, don't be shy about test strips.
Hey, hot tubbers. I am Jacque, and you are listening to the podcast Tub Talk with Hot Tub Lady. And today we are going to be speaking with Amanda Staige from Hot Spring Spas from Lacross, Wisconsin. And today we are actually going to talk about saltwater hot tubs, tips and tricks, and why you should have one. So let us get Amanda on board here. And welcome, Amanda. You are officially on air. So how are you?
Woo!
Woo!
I'm good. How are you doing?
I am fantastic. So tell me what's going on in the world over in Wisconsin today.
Well, it's a beautiful 35 degrees, perfect hot tub weather.
It is perfect hot tub weather. Well,
yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's kind of what we do, as we hang out in hot tubs and enjoy it. I actually was in mine twice today already. It's what, 3? And I've actually been in mine twice today because Frank wanted to go, and then I decided that I needed to go back afterwards because it was pretty awesome. So, Amanda, why don't you just take a few minutes, tell us who you are, tell us how we met, because everybody wants to know that, and let's just talk about Amanda for a little bit.
Sure. So my name is Amanda Staige. Like Jacque said, I work here at Hot Spring Spas and Pools in Lacross, Wisconsin. I started at this company and met Jacque when I was 5 years old, when my parents opened the store. I am now, so this is, I think, our 19th year in business in May. So,
no way. Seriously, it's been 19 years already?
It's crazy. I know. So I know a thing or two about these things because I grew up sitting in them my whole entire life. So,
well, and you had some awesome educators on your side as well. So me being one.
Oh yeah.
But your parents are amazing. I mean, your whole family. Just talk about your business a little bit. Let's give it a plug. I mean, your whole family's involved. You guys are the ultimate family business, and I totally enjoy. And you guys are one of my favorite hot tub dealers in the nation. So,
well, we truly we work our butts off over here. So my parents, Casey Staige, also a rock star hot tub salesperson. And then my mom, Melissa Hudson-Bueller, they own the store together. Little background, my stepmother is our sales manager here. Also one of my top mentors. We pretty much couldn't do it without each other in the sales world. My stepfather, Jay, he is our sales technician, our service technician. He can fix anything. I don't care what it is. He does an amazing job on the hot tub side. We can send him out to any hot tub. He can fix it no matter what. My sister, Brooklyn, she's been working here too. She recently just took over as one of the service managers in our store. She does unbelievable. It's crazy how quickly she's learned and picked up the business. And then we have just an amazing younger crew of guys to build pools. They actually had to sell all last week while we went on a family vacation to Mexico. They are amazing. Just shout out to everybody that works for us. We couldn't do it without all you guys.
Yes, you have. I absolutely love your crew. I love coming to Lacrosse. I love seeing everybody there. You guys are a team, probably one of the best teams, like I said, in the whole nation. You guys do a really, really good job. Everybody's got everybody's back. There's not one person in that building that I don't just absolutely love and want to hang out with like every single night. So you guys are a good time for sure. So we're going to stop in here real quick. And just so you're aware, Amanda, I don't know if we had this discussion yet. If anybody jumps on and says, hey, they're getting a hot tub or just got a hot tub, they get confetti and lots of horns. So just be prepared for that because it gets really noisy. We celebrate hot tubs around here. Do you want to start with why you should buy a saltwater hot tub? Do you want to talk about how to fix a hot tub? Where would you like to start today?
Maybe just like beer insult a little bit. So my last hot tub was not saltwater. I have always struggled with dry skin, just uncomfortable, itchy skin. So when I got my new Envoy that I have now, I said, I am getting saltwater because all I hear about, I stick my hands in our saltwater hot tubs in the showroom. They come out and they're softer than they've ever been. Now that I have a saltwater hot tub, I get out feeling softer, smoother, silkier than when I got in. I don't feel like I'm sitting in a chemical bath. It just feels so natural, so organic. And it's a crazy experience when you sit in a saltwater hot tub. And I always say the cherry on top is the fact that I don't have to worry about it as much. That I open my hot tub, it's always hot and ready to use. It's just unbelievable what saltwater, how it can change your hot tubbing experience.
When I first got a saltwater hot tub, in fact, they put one in my backyard and I didn't want anything to do with it. I was so against it. I'm like, no way, no how, don't want it. I'm not there. I don't want anything to do with it. Mm-hmm. And that was 12 years ago. And I fought it hard, and I now have salt in my backyard, and there is no way, no how I'm ever giving up salt. I absolutely love it, just for the things that you mentioned. And you do, I was talking earlier about how I had some customers who didn't check their hot tub when it was super cold. And with that salt system, you're able to do that. So that is maybe a itty bitty downfall on that, is that you don't have to look at your hot tub as much, because when you do get ready to use it, it's hot and clean and ready to go. And that's huge. But salt is absolutely, every single customer, at least at my store, everybody comes in and they want to know about salt. They, tell me about salt. What's the differences? So what do you tell people when they come into the showroom floor and they're like, I've been hearing about salt. What should salt be?
Well, I always bring up my experience with salt, and the fact that I personally, there's no other option for me. There are other great options out there if salt isn't, in your budget or just doesn't work out for you. But I'm always very open about my experience with it and the fact that I could never go back. Something else I always like to bring up, because although it does cut back a lot on the maintenance, I can't remember who it was that was commenting front, that it's just a little bit more of a learning curve up front. But once you get the hang of it, it's a breeze. It's amazing.
And I would 100% agree with that. Like what I tell people is that first 2 weeks is you got to get everything dialed in. Once you get it dialed in, it is a piece of cake. But that first 2 weeks is a little bit of a challenge to get it dialed in. And at our store, and I know your store, you do the same thing. We hold your hand all the way through it. We make sure that everything's dialed in.
Oh yeah.
You get our cell phone numbers. We talk to you on a daily basis, and people come in with water samples, and we most of our customers do the eye care, but all those things just make a huge difference as far as getting things taken care of. So,
for sure.
And it's just the thing I think I love the most about it, and you touched base of it when you said it doesn't feel like a chemical bath. Mm-hmm. And like this morning I was in mine and I was like, gosh, I don't even think I need to take a shower. I feel so good after this.
Right.
But it's, on a chlorine hot tub or a bromine hot tub, you go to a hotel, you were just on a trip, and I know that you were just like, I miss my salt system.
I was going to say, I get out, I have to take a shower immediately, lotion all over, I get out of my saltwater hot tub and I'm completely moisturized. I just feel great. I don't have to do anything after. I can get out of my hot tub, dry off, and go right to bed and not have to stress about it. It's incredible.
So you're quite a bit younger than I am, but quite a bit younger than I am. I'm old enough to be your mom. Well, yeah. But anyway, I don't know if you can see that, but my hands, the wrinkles on my hands are better because of my salt tub, because they're softer, and if otherwise in a regular chlorine hot tub, they get all wrinkly and that paper look, and you don't have to worry about that yet. But it's when you talk about moisturization, that water just feels so much better. And so that's a good way to go.
Oh yeah.
So, all right, I'm going to head back to Benjamin here, and we're going to talk about his hot tub at the moment. So he just got it. Benjamin, was that last week you got that salt system? I'm thinking it was. But you're struggling with the startup. It looks like you're doing pretty good. pH is at 7.5, temp's 100, alkaline is at 80. Your
Did he say the water was cloudy?
yes, alkaline was at 80. Total dissolved salt or TDS salt is at 1750. So is that your solids or your salts? And what I need to know, probably the big thing there is if your salts on your test strip is at 1750, because the 1750 on that eye care is also taken into account everything else besides the salt. So I need to know if that salt is at 1750 on the test strip itself. And then cloudy and ORP keeps dropping. So I'm not surprised the ORP keeps dropping. ORP, Amanda, just so you're aware, is sanitizer on the eye cares.
Okay.
But a cloudy tub and low ORP or low sanitizer, pretty common at a startup. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to tell you what we have our customers do. And Benjamin, I forget where you are. Are you in Minnesota? Let's see. Well, he's catching up with me. He says, salt system really so much nicer than the chlorine, and it's soft for your skin, feels no smell. Thank you for that. Today is 9. What is 9, Benjamin?
Maybe day 9 of having it.
Oh, today is day 9. Okay. Use the water softener to fill the hot tub. Salt is at 1750, and he's in Connecticut. So, okay. So salt is at 1750. So you're probably just a little behind on your chlorine. And what we do at our location, is the first 3 days or so, we have you put in on a Vanguard. I would probably have you put in 2 tablespoons of chlorine every day for the first 3 days to get that water started on a fresh, clear startup. We want to get to the point that we're past that and that we're only using the boost cycle, but we do got to if you ever get behind, we've got to get that forward. I guess what would you tell them, Amanda?
I would completely agree with that. I always say the saltwater system works best with clean water. So if your water is currently cloudy, not clear, the salt system's not going to be able to keep up and it's not going to function like it should. So just by simply manually adding that chlorine, like Jacque said, check it at least once a day. Just make sure you're holding a constant chlorine level in the water. And once you do for a couple days, 2-3 days, it should start to pick back up and then the salt system can take over again.
Right. And so probably the biggest thing that people don't understand on those salt systems is they only create about 1.5 teaspoons of chlorine a day. And so in a 24-hour period, that's all they can handle. If you're behind on chlorine, which if you've got a cloudy hot tub, you are behind. And if your ORP is dropping, you are definitely behind on that as well. So what we need to do is we need to get that chlorine reading good again. And that's where I'm telling you to add that extra chlorine so that salt system tub, you use them a lot, and that's what we want. And that's what we expect you to do. But a lot of times you just got to get that chlorine level built up. Once you get it there, piece of cake. It is totally awesome, but you do have to get it. Balanced. So, Benjamin, also reach out to me on Instagram so that I can get your QR code and I can actually pay attention to your hot tub as well, and I can help walk you through that a little bit. So that's another reason why you should get the eye cares, Amanda. You can actually babysit everybody's hot tub on your phone.
That's amazing.
It's pretty cool. Let me show you on my phone here if I can. I can never find the
yes.
apps. But so on the eye care, so what happens there? Yeah. So that's my hot tub right there. Look at that. Hey guys, I'm actually in pretty good shape. My ORP is a little bit on the low side, but I can actually go up here and then I can pick, I don't know who I'm going to pick. But that's somebody's spa in Connecticut. So
that's awesome.
I can tell them it's like to the minute. So it's pretty awesome. As a dealer, that's a really great thing. If people have that, you can help them adjust and you can watch where they're. So like one of the cool things is like that's the ORP on that one in Connecticut.
Can I ask, does it test? I'm sure we'll cover this a little more later, but does that test for phosphates?
This does not test for phosphates.
Okay.
So, but that is, I'd love to hear your opinion on phosphates. So
oh gosh,
we'll get into there.
We'll get into that.
So, and then Benjamin's got one more. He says free chlorine was at 9.8 yesterday, and total chlorine was 11.11. They had me add a quarter cup of Jacque. That would be the correct thing to do at that point, because when your free chlorine and your total chlorine are separating, then you're getting combined chlorine. I probably would have had you use the boost button over the Jacque, because the one thing that you do want to do is you want to try to put the least amount of chemical into that hot tub as you can. So anytime that you can use the boost button over just adding chlorine or adding Jacque to it, your cells are going to last longer, and that's something that we're going to have to get there. But there are times you have to supplement. So one of the biggest things that I just learned was to get those chlorine cells to last longer is you want to keep those total dissolved solids down. And so like if you know you're having a party, you'll want to boost before the party, and then you also want to boost after the party. So those are some things that you want to do. Benjamin, I'm shocked that you have a cloudy hot tub with a chlorine level that high. I would, if you were at 9.8 before you went in, and if you were 9.8 free and you didn't add anything or do anything to the hot tub before you added your water, at that point, I would say we need to clean your filters. That's what we.
And I'd be curious what it's at now today compared to what it was yesterday, to see if that dropped drastically with the cloudy water.
Yes. So, which he had said earlier.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He just says this keeps dropping. So
okay, which makes sense.
But 9.8 is pretty high. I mean, you shouldn't be adding anything to it at 9.8. So that's something that's going on there. So let's talk about phosphates. You brought that up. Let's see what
the lovely phosphate. So they run very, very high in our area, and it's something that we weren't familiar with at all when we got the new freshwater salt system. So the phosphate issue is we've noticed have been taking cartridges out very quickly.
Yes.
You want them as close to zero as possible. I'd have people come in and they were around 2,000. So it's insane how high the phosphates were. The not so great thing about phosphates is it's a slow process to get rid of them. So there's a phosphate remover we use. You add about 2 ounces a week, and it just gradually decreases those phosphates to the point where your cells will last as long as they're supposed to. So once we got that issue under control, it hasn't really, they've been lasting as long as they should, and we don't really get any calls on that anymore. So,
which that's great. Are you finding the phosphate removers getting that phosphate out and keeping it out? Because in our market, they're very high as well, but we struggle with that a little bit.
I always have customers, so they'll come in with a water sample so I can test for their phosphates. We always have a little party when I see they're at zero. And then the question always is, so do I not have to add this anymore? My recommendation is to keep adding it as a weekly dosage, because they could just pop back up. Anytime you top off the water, they're going to be back. So I'd say it's a lot less of a hassle just to keep adding an ounce or two a week to maintain that zero number, rather than replace a cartridge more than you need to.
Right, which the cartridges are relatively expensive. How's the metal in your area? I forget. It's been a while since I've tested water at your store, but do you guys have a lot of metal?
It's pretty high.
Is it pretty high?
Mm-hmm.
So
we do.
There's a new product, and everybody stay tuned. I'm going to do a video on it. Probably, I'm waiting for a new camera, but there's a new video out there, and it's called See You Later. Have you guys worked with that at all yet? Or a new product? Nope. So we do have quite a bit of metal in our area. As far, not everybody, there's little pockets, but the pockets have quite a bit of metal. And when you to fix the metal, you have to use stain and scale control. Well, stain and scale control is full of phosphates. So if you're adding stain and scale control to control the metals, you've now just undone everything that you're doing with the phosphate remover. plus. So it adds a lot. So there's a new product out there. Watkins is actually recommending it, but it's called See You Later. And I'll try to get a video out sometime this month yet. We just got the product at our store, but it's had a really good results so far. We've had a couple customers use it, and we've done some stuff there. But that product definitely helps deal with the metals without adding phosphates to the hot tub. So that's kind of where that's at. Are you finding when you're doing the phosphate remover that you're having to have people clean your filters more often, or is that just about the same as usual?
I would say it's about the same as usual.
So, okay. Yeah. All right. So there's a little side conversation going on. Kayla says, so Kayla works in the water lab as well. And she says, could phosphates be the issue for Benjamin if his source water is high phosphates for start? And Benjamin responded with, my phosphates are at 870 according to the water sample. So yeah, it's not terrible, but it could be causing a little bit of cloudy water. Have you cleaned the filters yet, Benjamin? That's probably the next biggest thing. You shouldn't be having cloudy water with 9.8 free chlorine. There shouldn't be. So that is something that we'll definitely want to get under control. And we may want to take that conversation offline, Benjamin, but I'd be happy to help that out. We've got Mark. Hi, Mark. Welcome to the stream. He says, is a phosphate level something that we can see on our regular test strip? I know our salt system uses the cartridge. No, phosphates are a separate test strip. Kayla, could you maybe put a link in the chat about phosphate test strips? They're super easy. I actually really enjoy testing phosphates. I think it's fun. You put this little test. It's my favorite thing to test. You put it in this little test tube, and then you tip it up and down, and then you line up the color. I think it's super fun. They're fun to do, and they're a challenge to get under control. Like you said, it's a very slow process. It's worse than dropping your alkalinity if you have to drop your alkalinity. So mild-mannered EDC, we have crazy high metals, iron, manganese, and I bought a See You Later spa pack, and it has worked really well, especially at avoiding color reaction after it tops off. That is awesome. That is 100% what I needed to hear, because that was my biggest concern, especially mild-mannered. If you were reacting to iron at all, if it was turning brown or green or anything like that, that's where the metals come in, and you have to get the stain and scale control or a metal remover somewhere. But the See You Later I've been hearing the same results, but it's really good to see that on the chat as well. So you guys haven't used it yet, Amanda?
No, we haven't yet.
So something new that Watkins is recommending, because it's a non-phosphate way to deal with.
That's awesome.
So, which is awesome. And he said, very fast. Sorry. Oh, you're okay. Mark says his hot tub is using the salt systems very fast. Now, Mark, what I would tell you on the cartridges, if you're burning them up really fast, there's some tricks to that. And it's lining everything up. You've got to get everything 100% in line. Hardness is number one. You got to have that hardness at 75 part per million or lower. In my opinion, that is the first thing that will burn up a cartridge is your hardness being too high. Salt being too high will also burn up a cartridge really quickly, and phosphates will as well. I don't get too excited about phosphates unless they're above 1,000, but it is there. I mean, what are your thoughts on that, Amanda?
I would completely agree. If you're a big misconception is if the cartridges aren't lasting, the cartridges are bad. It's always, in my opinion, and in my history of testing water, it's always a water chemistry issue. Mm-hmm. So if your cartridges aren't lasting the recommended amount of time, go into your local shop, get a professional water test done, just to make sure that all your levels are where they need to be. And it doesn't really necessarily matter what's on the test strip, because there are a lot of behind the scenes levels that you can't see that you can't smell, that you can't test for on your own. And that's what you really need to address.
I would agree with that. And a lot of times, like I had a gentleman in this weekend and he brought his salt cells in. He's like, they're just not lasting. And we looked up his history and we did all that. And I'm like, well, how's this and how's that? And he's like, everything's in line. Everything's perfect. And I said, can you just grab me a water sample? He's like, I brought one with me. And I'm like, perfect. He was just like, everything's perfect. It's perfect. I guarantee you it's perfect. We got there and we tested it and his salt was at 2,500. I'm surprised it was working at all.
No kidding.
There's always something that's a little bit off, and the salt cells, if you're burning through them very quickly, I would double check your where you've got everything lined in, because it does make a huge difference. I personally have had salt cells, not all the time, and I don't know if I want to go online and say this, but I've had salt cells last 5 or 6 months. Mm-hmm. That is not normal. It's not how it should be. I mean, 3 to 4 is what you're normally going to get. But I also can tell if water's out of whack just by smelling it. I mean,
oh yeah.
And when
Smell, look, feel.
When I'm in my own hot tub and I'd be like, yep, nope, something is really, really wrong. And I can make the adjustments really quickly. And hopefully you guys all get to that point on your own hot tub as well. Because we do, at least at my location, I find that this is more of an issue with new owners just trying to get things figured out. Once you've had your hot tub for a year or so, for some reason, you figure out how to make those salt cells last. It's crazy. It's one of those things that makes a huge difference. It's really fun.
It's always fun to see customers, but when a customer has it figured out, when you see them once a year, for them to come in and buy a 3-pack of cartridges,
right?
It just makes you happy,
right? And so, those of you that are burning through your cells a little more quickly than you feel that you should be, you do figure it out, and it does happen. And I'm 100% with you. I personally have never had one last less than 3 months. And it's always done really well, but I have definitely replaced a lot that haven't made it 3 months. So it definitely helps. So the chat is blowing up here. So so mild-mannered, his water does turn brownish and green. So he's had really good luck with the see you later. His charcoal pre-filter did not do much. Mark says, our hardness is really good. Salt seems to be in line too. And I'll bring in a water sample tomorrow. Amanda is our dealer. So Mark's Stevermer. Stevermer.
Oh yes, hi Mark. Okay.
So
thanks for joining.
So yeah, we're glad to see him. So 2 to 3 months is a good amount of time for the cartridge. I feel like the manual said 4 to 5. No, I would not. Even in the brochure and everything, 3 to 4 months is max. It totally is. If you're getting 3 months, you're doing really, really well. So we do like to sell.
I agree with that.
As salespeople, we do like to say that 3-pack's going to last you a year. We are salespeople. So, but I'd say 3 to 4 a year. I mean, because you are getting 3 months out of them. But yeah, even if you check the brochure or anything, that's really where that's going to land. Yeah. So I was speaking with Kayla earlier today, and I said, "Hey, what are some really cool tips on the salt system that I might not know that you'll know?" And this one was a big deal, and I didn't know this, but if your hot tub goes into protection mode, which we've all kind of had that, and especially when it gets really, really cold, and I know you guys had some really cold temperatures where you were, but the number one thing I had. Personally, on my own cell phone, I probably had at least 10 people call me, say their hot tub was in protection mode on Saturday or Sunday this week. Most of them, I had them just pull out their filter, flip their breakers, solve the problem. Filters were dirty. That's what we had going on. But on the salt systems, if you pop that cell, if it's in protection mode, that can kick it out of protection mode as well. I didn't know that one. So it makes sense.
Nice.
That makes
quick little trick
that makes sense. Now you're not going to go in and say you're changing the cell like you should, but you're going to go in, you're going to pop that cell. It's going to force the water through and that'll kick you back out of protection mode. So
don't be alarmed when you pull out that cartridge and some water leaks out.
that's the whole, that's what, that's why, and that's why it would do it, is because the water will leak out. We don't recommend doing that. And that would only be, it's in protection mode. And you don't know what else to do at this particular point. So maybe call and get instructions on how to do that before doing it. But I thought that was a cool little feature that made total sense to me after I heard it, but I didn't know it. So,
yep.
And what's the number one tip that you would tell people who are getting salt systems that they should work on, or that they shouldn't be expecting?
Well, I would say, like, for startup wise, we covered this in the beginning, but in case anybody missed it, the biggest tip is to make sure your hot tub is holding chlorine for the first, I always say, like 3 to 4 days. When you're starting up the salt system. Another tip that works well in our area is I always like to get the hardness in range between 50 and 75 parts per million before adding salt, just because we have such hard water in our area. So that's a big tip as well.
Do you guys do the on the goes, or do you do vanishing act for your salt systems?
We do both. Yeah. So most of our saltwater kits in the diamond package that we have, that includes the on the go cartridge as well. So that has helped a bunch. I would say the biggest tip as a saltwater user long term, don't be shy about test strips. I'll bring one out with me sometimes every time that I use it, just because I just like to see what's going on with my hot tub. Dip in a test strip when you get out. Just make sure it's still holding chlorine, especially right when you're getting started. Just go out there with the test strip every time you use it. If you're not registering chlorine, bump that number up. Don't be afraid to adjust that level. Another tip too, no matter how many times you hear it, sometimes the biggest confusion is that number has nothing to do with the salt in your hot tub. That number only controls the chlorine. So that number 1 through 10 that I'm talking about in your salt system menu, the lower the number, the less chlorine it's going to produce. The higher the number, the more chlorine it's going to produce. That will not use up your salt unless you physically splash the water out of the hot tub. So don't add salt.
Yeah, never add salt.
Startup.
Never add salt. Please call before you add salt.
No salt.
Don't ever add salt, because I guarantee you don't need salt.
If your screen says low salt, it's not low. You have a dirty filter or something going on.
Yes, there's your hot tub definitely needs attention, but it's not the salt. I'll guarantee you it's not the salt. And I guess that's probably when you mention that, whether you have the dial, so you'll have the circular dial that shows up where that arrow is, or you'll have the bar across the top. If that arrow, it's going to move around. It bumps around a lot, actually, but it's measuring 2 things. It's measuring the amount of salt that's in the hot tub, and it's measuring the connectivity of the cell, of the energy that's going between the cell. So as that goes down and goes up, what's happening with the cell more than anything else? Because if your salt system says low salt, it's not low salt. It's your salt cell is either got a bad connection. Sometimes, a lot of times I've seen like a buildup start on especially those of you who have hard water. I've seen a buildup start between those 2 blades, and that can make that cell quit working. I've also seen like a piece of hair or something get stuck between that, and that messes that up, and that'll cause that blade to go or cause that dial to go way down. But it is not the salt. It is never, ever, ever the salt. So good job. That was a good point that we needed to make sure that we brought up.
Yep.
Because
high salt usually is high salt. If it says high salt on the screen, it's high salt. But if it says low salt, there's something else is going on.
Right. So that's a good point as well. If high salt is high salt, and the only way to fix high salt is a partial drain or a full drain. Yep. And a lot of times I've had people, they'll be like, "Oh, it's up to 2,000 or 2,500," and they think that if they take an inch or 2 out, no, you got to take like half the water out. It's a lot. It's a lot of water has to come out, and hopefully we're over it. But the last couple of weeks, you couldn't do that in our market. You could today.
Oh, yeah.
But before that, you absolutely couldn't do it. So it was definitely a big deal. So, but don't ever add salt without calling somebody and ask them first, and definitely keep salt test strips around. That's a big deal to actually test those salt test strips. And even those of you who are on the eye care, if you feel that your salt is bumping up or whatever, I would still double check that with a salt test strip or take it into your dealer to check that out. So
certainly. And another thing too, for anybody who is new to the salt system, using the freshwater salt strips, the lighter the color on the strip, the more salt you have.
Correct.
The darker the color on the strip, the lower your salt is.
Correct.
So that's another big confusion. I'll have people call, I've been testing and it's still white. I keep adding salt, and that is because your salt is far too high, my friend.
Yes. It's complete opposite of any other test strip that's out there. It is absolutely opposite of that. So that's a big deal. Make sure that when you do check it, that you read the instructions, and if it's white, it's bad. We got things we have to fix, and that is the case for sure on that. So what do you have for tips on getting rid of hardness, since you have such hard water in your market?
Well, if you don't have the on-the-go filter, really the only option there is the Vanishing Act pillow, and like the phosphate remover, again, a slow process. Just leaving that pillow there, flipping it over after about a week or so, leaving it sit, that'll pull the hardness out. I always say if after a couple weeks, you don't really have much movement, get another pillow. It takes a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Some of the bigger tubs.
And if you're going through 2 pillows, you definitely need the on the go.
That would be my personal recommendation is everybody who has a saltwater hot tub should have on the go. That's my personal opinion.
I agree.
I love the Vanishing Act. The Vanishing Act works really, really well. I feel that you'll get your money back out of the on the go very quickly if you're having to use a lot of Vanishing Acts, because if you're using Vanishing Act, I mean, they're anywhere from $40 to $75, something like that. And if you're using a Vanishing Act, you have to do that every single time you add water to your hot tub. That adds up really, really quickly. So if you get the on the go, heck, you can use it for anything. You can use it to wash your car and all kinds of good stuff. And it works really well. So I highly, highly recommend on the go. In fact, I pretty much won't sell a saltwater hot tub without one. In fact,
I agree.
I had a customer send one back with the delivery person the other day. Like, oh, I got a water softener in my house. I got this wild piece of hair that's just driving me nuts. But he sent it back. He's like, oh, I got a water softener at my house. And I'm like, no, you need to come get that. You have to have it. And lo and behold, he came in with a water sample, and his hardness was, I want to say it was 102 or something like that. I'm like, no, we gotta do this. So, and I'll link a video up. I do have a way of, you can actually hook up the Vanishing Act with a submersible pump, or not the Vanishing Act, the on the go. Hook that up to a submersible pump and just run that hot tub water through the on the go, and that's a way that you can soften that water without having to spend a lot of extra money, and it actually works really, really well. So, Can you add a salt cell to a tub without major damage? Looking to adding one to a wellness hot tub. Jeff, I would not do that. If you add salt to a tub that doesn't have a titanium heater or a 24-hour circulation pump, you might be able, I think Wellness might have a 24-hour circulation pump. I am not a big fan of it. I think you're asking for a lot of damage. I'm sure I would check with your warranty as well. A lot of times that will void the warranty on that hot tub. So the big thing is the titanium heater. If you don't have that and the 24-hour circulation pump, yes, you are asking to cause a lot of damage. There are some really cool aftermarket salt systems out there, and they do the job and they work. It's just a matter of how much damage and how much service you're going to have to do down the road. And I would actually recommend taking your current hot tub to a hot spring or a Caldera dealer and trading it in. That would be what I would recommend. But that's up to you. I would talk to your dealer and see what his takes are on that. That's just my personal opinion, and I wouldn't recommend it to anyone to add an aftermarket salt system. So, Jamie, does Soft Skin Spa help remove phosphates? It does. Especially the new product, there is phosphate removers in that product as well. Now, they're more of a maintenance level. So they're going to help once you get to that 0, they're going to help you stay at that 0, which is a big deal. But if you have 1,000 part per billion of phosphates, Soft Skin Spa isn't going to remove it on its own. You're definitely going to need some of that as well. Do you guys sell that product? Probably not.
Nope.
But
another one for the list.
Another one for the list. So, but it's awesome, and it does extend the life of the cells. I will 100% stand behind that. That it helps those cells last longer because it puts this coating over everything, and it makes the water super soft, and it's pretty amazing. So,
yep.
Do you guys do Silk Balance at all?
We do Silk Balance. We have Spa Complete, and we have Simply Soft. So
okay, so I'm sure one of those products would help with that as well.
Oh, for sure.
So, let's see. Kayla, is the on-the-go softener always ready to go? Is there something we need to do to it after we're using it the first time? You want to take that one, Amanda?
It's usually ready to go. Every once in a while, you have to recharge it. There's a quick little step-by-step that we have here at our store. I know there's a video online too, but it's kind of like the hot tub. You add salt to it to charge it up. So but not very often.
Very simple. I would say, I think it's after 1,000 gallons, something like that. I usually tell people, I usually tell people to do it every spring. Make sure you do it in the spring. The on-the-go softener, make sure you do not put it someplace where it can freeze. That has been a huge issue. People leave them in their garages. They go to pick them up in the winter and the bottom falls out, or in the summer, the bottom falls out. Yep. But I usually tell people to recharge their on-the-go softener in the spring, just because it's, then you just know you got to do it. But it's real simple. You just put in like a container of salt and let the water run through it for 20 minutes. It's a piece of cake. It's super, super simple to do. So,
yep.
So what
Don't lay the on-the-go on the side.
Oh,
Keep it standing upright all the time.
That's a good one. I have never told anybody that, but that is a good one. That, to me, that's just been a common sense thing. But yes,
right.
But it is a big deal on that. This has been a big thing with Watkins that I've been working with, is they are definitely pushing using the boost more and adding shock or chlorine less. They're definitely, that boost is there to increase the chlorine level, and we need to be using it more than we are. A lot of our customers, we actually had some of our delivery techs were telling people to add shock once a week, and that's really not what you want to be doing with a salt system. There is the boost button that does increase that chlorine output to 100% for 24 hours, and that does do a really good job of boosting your hot tub. And the big thing there is just be proactive and reactive. So on hot tubs in general, we all have a tendency to be reactive. If we have a big party, then we'll throw some extra chlorine in, or we'll shock it afterwards, or we'll clean the filters afterwards. It's a good idea to do some of that stuff beforehand, especially if you know you're going to have extra people over. Hit that boost button before you get in. Clean those filters before you get in. If you have to shock it, you can shock it, but the less total dissolved solids we get in that water, the longer that water is going to last, and it is going to help your cells last longer as well. How often do you use your hot tub, Amanda?
Every day. I tell you, when I was on vacation I was gone for 5 days last week. Obviously didn't have my hot tub to go out to, and I am a nighttime user. So before bed, I have to sit in my hot tub. I go inside, and just sitting on the couch or laying in bed and cooling off. There's nothing more relaxing. I didn't really realize what I was missing when I was renting and couldn't have a hot tub at my house. But now that I've had one for the last 6 years, I'm just I can't go without it. I don't sleep as good when I'm not sitting in my hot tub. I'm like, I'm on vacation. I'm in a super comfortable hotel bed, and I just want to go back home and sit in my hot tub so I can have a good night's sleep.
Oh, for sure. And I actually have become a morning user. I was definitely with you. I was a nighttime user. But I did start using it in the morning. And I did that when I made the move, when I started, when I had the commute, because now I have an hour and a half commute every morning. And that's when I started, because it just helped wake me up and get me going, and I could take the day on better. I still use it at night, and I use it, I bet 5 nights a week, but for sure I'm in it every morning, and I'm drinking my coffee, and I use it as a snooze button. So I'm not a morning person in any way, shape, or form.
Oh, yeah.
My husband is, but I am not. And so I'll go out there, and instead of hitting the snooze button on the alarm clock, I'll go out and I'll hit the clean cycle twice, have my cup of coffee, and my day is amazing. Never, ever, ever miss that. But I was the same thing. We ended up staying in Sioux Falls this weekend, and I didn't get to hot tub on Saturday night. And we had a cocktail or two on Saturday and drove home on Sunday. And man, that was the first place we went. We were just like, I got to get in the hot tub. I got to get in the hot tub. Didn't even unpack the car. Just went straight to the hot tub because it was amazing. So Mark says he uses his hot tub 4 times a week. So good job there, Mark. Woohoo. That's
Mark.
That's worth a horn. Jamie says every day he uses his hot tub.
Yay.
That's awesome. Yay, Jamie. We love that. And then Kayla says we use it anywhere between 1 and 5 times a week. All depends on how cold that dang wind is. Yeah, wind is definitely the one thing that'll
wind sucks, but put on a stocking cap and get out there.
Yes. Mark says wind will stop us too. It's no fun when you have 20-mile-an-hour winds.
Gosh, yeah.
Cold doesn't stop me. I will go out at 40 below, and it was 40 below last week. I did go out, but wind will stop me. Wind will keep me from doing that. Benjamin says he uses his hot tub 3 to 4 times a week. Benjamin, you were gonna count on you with that brand new hot tub. You've only had it 9 days. That should have been 9 times. Actually, should have been 18.
Yep.
So, but it's it will become part of your everyday life, and you are gonna realize how much you're gonna enjoy it. And Benjamin, I'm pretty sure you signed up for the 30-day soak challenge, and I'm looking forward to seeing how using your hot tub on a daily basis has changed your life, because that is definitely a very, very big deal. What else do you have, Amanda? What other things would you like to cover? You've got a captive audience, so.
Oh my goodness gracious, put me on the spot now. We covered a lot today.
We did cover a lot today. The one thing I would tell you, saltwater hot tubs are absolutely amazing. Highly recommend it. They are a budget thing. They're definitely, saltwater hot tubs are going to start that 11 to 14 range. That's about where they're going to start. They are totally worth it, in my opinion, and there's reasons for that. A saltwater hot tub is the best built hot tub that's out there on the market today. The titanium heaters, the 24-hour circulation pumps, the insulation that's in them, the warranties that come with them, they're absolutely, what was that? Filtration. Oh yeah. The filtration
unbelievable.
Yes, crazy, awesome, good. Those Tri-X filters and wow, and all of them. It's just, so if you're in the market and you're looking for a hot tub, saltwater is 100% the way to go. And I really do truly feel that it is the easiest hot tub to take care of. It's different, and I think that's where people struggle a little bit, is they think they know what they know, and it's a little picky, and once you get it dialed in, like we were talking earlier, once you've had that saltwater hot tub for a year, you're like, oh yeah, it's a piece of cake. Why would anybody do anything different? But you gotta get there.
Oh yeah.
So there's that piece of it, but we'll definitely help that out.
Right. Yeah, we do a ton of trade-ins. Our trade-in sale is actually coming up here now, and I have never had a customer trade in a hot tub that has had salt, and they've never gone away from it. If you've had salt, you're getting salt again. It's that awesome.
I've had people who've had older salt systems trade in, but they want the newer salt systems.
They want the newer. Yep.
So, Benjamin says, once I get my saltwater figured out, I will start the challenge. And Kayla says, random fun. Amanda, what's been your favorite thing about sticking around the family business?
Other than working with everybody that I love dearly, I think, family business aside, the best part is what my job involves. And I truly love knowing that the product that I am selling is going to change somebody's life. Because I am an avid hot tub user. I can't live without it. And I know that when they start soaking in that thing, they're going to be feeling better. They're going to be moving better. They're going to have better relationships. They're going to be healthier. They're going to be more well. They're going to be more active. And I just love knowing that little piece of their life that I just sprinkled in there. It's amazing. It's amazing.
It is. And isn't it such a good feeling, because all these people you sell to, like Mark, who came on just to visit with you today, and you sell to these people, they become your friends, and they can't wait to tell you how much you improved their life. That product that they thought they wanted just because somebody told them they needed one, or they thought it was a cool thing, but it actually improved their life. That is the best part about being in the hot tub industry, for sure. It's
100%.
That's why I don't leave. And the people you get to meet, like your family, they're, again, like I said, some of my favorite. And the Midwest hot tub dealers they're awesome. They're absolutely amazing.
We know how to have some fun.
We do know how to have some fun. You guys are absolutely amazing. And I think we're going to wrap it up here. This, as you guys know, this is going to be a podcast. So Amanda, be aware of that. I'll send you the link on that as well. Probably have that out tomorrow, but you can listen anywhere that you listen to podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Facebook does it, anywhere you listen to a podcast. So look out for that. And if you guys get a second, make sure you support there and give a thumbs up and a 5-star review and all that good stuff. And let's see what I'm going to do here. Okay. And if you guys want to support me, you can definitely reach out to Buy Me a Coffee. That is a place where you can actually give me some support. Reach out to me on Instagram, as I respond to everything on Instagram. If you want to get a hold of me, that is the best place to DM me on Instagram. I will follow up there. And then please don't forget to subscribe, ring the bell, do all the things that help me, help you become a happy hot tub owner. And we're going to bring Amanda back on here. Where can people get a hold of you, Amanda, if they wanted to say hi to you?
Email is the best for me. You can reach out to me at amanda@hotspringlacrosse.com, or you can find me on Facebook. I am on there as Hot Tub Amanda. You can be my friend. And
she actually has a great Facebook page. I absolutely love her Facebook page. We've followed each other for 19 years now. Thanks for reminding me how old I am. But,
sorry.
But definitely. I just want to make sure we didn't miss anybody on the... Nope, we're all good there. But guys, thank you so much. I absolutely think you guys are the absolute best. And we will see you next week. Talk to you soon.
Thanks for having me.
Bye-bye.